Alright, so let's figure out how to essentially have nested relationships. So there's actually a really easy way to do this. There's a plugin called Adjacency. So let's install that. And as you can see, you create a form, and inside there you then store a lot of items. So let's just refresh to make sure it all works. And let's replace this with something called adjacency list. And we may not need the cast anymore in the product model. I'll go and uncomment this for now. Alright, and the issue here is obviously that we don't want to use schema, we want to use form. So go ahead and change that. You can now see that we can add things. Now another thing that we also want to do is to allow multiple images to be uploaded. We also want to label this as just SQ instead of it being space between it. Same goes for here. And also really here. There we go. So now let's go ahead and create something. Let's go ahead and create another one. As you can see, we can actually order them together in a list like this. And we can also essentially sort through here with the label. So let's try to see if we can get that sorted. Okay, no, that's not working. So let's just make sure. Why is this not working? Is the question. Well, before we figure that out, let's just make sure that this actually creates oh yeah, and we do need the cast, I believe, then. That was my mistake. So if we now go in to our database, let's see what we got. In here we got the products table. And you can see we got an array here, and we got the ability to add children to it. And it does appear that it always says in the label, so perhaps we should instead store this as a label as the first thing, just to make it easier. And just to make sure there's no mistakes, let's call title label. And there you go. Now we can add another item. So to kind of show this a bit more visually visible, we could have a green color with the type as color, and we could save this now. And then we may add, for example, a size 8. And as you can see now, this works perfectly fine. So if I save this change, we can now go back into Table Plus, open the editor, and as you can see, we now got a neatly way to store things. So this is basically how we can create a list of items inside here with the ability to upload multiple images, or inside a product, a model. We have the ability to create multiple sizes. We will also be able to create the unlimited amount of variants if you want to. And you could easily go in and add more fields here up to your need. Now, you could create a variant yourself on the side here instead, but I find this easier to work with, and it depends on how complicated you want your store to be and how much analytics you want to have. But I would recommend to work with the simplest solution unless you need something that's quite complicated. There's no reason to overcomplicate this sort of issues. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.